It is another edition of Behind the Mic with AudioFile magazine. I am Jo Reed. Robin Whitten is with me. She is the founder of AudioFile magazine, as well as its editor. Hello. How are you, Robin?
I'm good, and I'm excited to continue what we've got a theme going here this week, and they are very diverse mysteries and thrillers. And today I'm going to talk about a title that's really getting quite a lot of attention called King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby and read by Adam Lazarre-White.
Aha. Now that is a mighty combination.
It certainly is. Now, we went yesterday, we were doing New England noir, and I did say that it wasn't all that dark and scary. This is Southern noir, and this one is really dark and pretty scary.
Is it violent?
It is violent also. Let
Okay.
me tell you a little bit about it, and then we can talk about that. But we're sort of following the Carruthers siblings, there are 3 of them, who are struggling to manage their family's business, which is a crematorium. And they become the target, the business, and they personally become the target of criminals who want to control even more of this poor, rundown Virginia town called of Jefferson Run. So that's the setup. Cosby's world is quite complex, but it's very dark and it's very violent, as we've seen in All the Sinners Bleed, Blacktop Wasteland. He's known for that. But interestingly, something I noticed in this one was that the sort of unrelenting violence is sort of juxtaposed to some very poetic writing in the style of James Lee Burke and his Robichaux series.
Yeah, which was really wonderful.
And I think that's probably intentional. And it sort of relieves some of the really cruel and tragic violence that is kind of going through this. And I find that I can get through it, that the violence and the gritty darkness does not kind of say, I can't stand this anymore. He then sort of switches over to something that is very beautifully written and described. And interesting, Adam Lazarre-White really picks up on this. And his pace is very considered and you could say slow to a certain extent, but I think these are choices that he's made to kind of slow it down. So it's not like stop action violence. These are things that happen. He's describing some of them. They're kind of quite grim often, but then they're juxtaposed with something very beautiful.
I think Adam Lazarre-White is a great interpreter of S.A. Cosby. And I also think Adam has background as a jazz musician, so he has a really, really good ear. And I think we benefit from that as listeners.
Yes, absolutely. You're absolutely right about that. Because there is a certain amount of that if you think, you hear a certain musicality and in the pace. And, it's not that it's always very slowed down or considered, but he lets some parts get kind of slow. And then the dialogue of between all these crooks or thieves and drug runners and everybody, it clips right along.
Well, let's hear some of Adam now. Do you have to set this up?
These are 2 of the 2 Carruthers brothers and are sort of planning how to help Dante's girlfriend get out of town.
Okay, here we go. This is King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby, read by Adam Lazarre-White.
I'm going to give you my number. You get a new phone, you call me, and I'll help you start a new identity. But that's for later. Right now, you have to leave, he said. She looked from him to Dante. D, what? Do I have to go? Cassidy asked. Dante looked past her to Roman. They locked eyes, and in that entwined gaze, they had a silent conversation. Dante pulled her away from Roman and hugged her tight. He's right. They'll kill us all if they find out you're alive. You just get out of town. We'll stay in touch.
I mean, the range he's displaying in this, what great characterizations, but he has such a fabulous narrative voice.
It's so interesting that he's both achieved the menace of what's going on, and yet it's very tender because they really are kind of trying to help this young woman and also communicating as siblings. Fascinating.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
Okay, King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby, read by Adam Lazarre-White. A great partnership between author and narrator, I think.
Indeed.
Robin, thank you so much, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
We'll talk again tomorrow.
And this Friday, there's a bonus edition of Behind the Mic. AudioFile's Michelle Cobb is joined by author Cadwell Turnbull and Golden Voice narrator Dion Graham to talk about Transmutation Transience, the first installment in a sprawling and ambitious multiverse filled with adventure and political intrigue. That's this Friday. Cadwell Turnbull and Dion Graham in conversation with Michelle Cobb. Follow Behind the Mic. It will just appear in your feed. I'm Jill Reed. Talk to you tomorrow.
Today's episode is sponsored by Night Watcher, a twisty new audiobook performed by Will Collier and Helen Laser, plus a special note read by author Daphne Woolsencroft.